a routing and how do we work with the routing, that we will be understanding in a separate session. Generally, in Angular, routing is a mechanism which can be used for single page application. To build a SPA, that is single page application, we use the routing mechanism in general. So first thing, do you want to input the routing? Say yes or no. Nothing will happen. Maybe I can say that yes. And the next thing is going to be, it will ask you which style sheet format would you like to use. That means what style sheet you require. We have like different options which are provided. Either you can write the styles by using CSS, or else press down arrow, SCSS, press down arrow, SASS, press down arrow, list. Like that, we have 4 different types of options are available. Which one you comfortable you can. Now I'll be using CSS here and say yes, then automatically it creates the first application. And make sure guys, whenever if you created a first application or new application, you must have to connect with that internet. Again I am repeating, whenever if you follow this approach, at the time of creating that application, you must and should have what? Internet connection. If you don't have that internet connection properly, then this won't be downloaded. That means all these files, like whatever you people have seen here, all these are downloaded from NPM, Node.js package manager. So that is the reason where it is must to have like the valid internet connection. Then only it will download all the files. Okay, that is very important. So how we can do that? It might take a minute or 2 minutes. That's depend on the internet performance. Now you can see the first thing is what? ng new and give that application name and then press enter. That is the first one. Second thing, immediately once you press enter, it is asked you, do you want to include the routing for that application? Say yes or. And third question is going to be, which style sheet format you use. I'll suggest you to go with CSS. Maybe if you wanted to, if you are familiar with SAS less, those are also used to provide the styles only. If at all, if you wanted to use that, you can, not an issue. But I'm suggesting you always better to go with the CSS. And going forward, I will show you like how we can include the bootstrap and all. You don't need to worry about it. Understood? These are the 3 steps. And now you can see, right, it was installed. Packages installed successfully. Leave about this warning message. It is not recognized as an internal or external command. Operable programs or batch file. Leave about that. It's just a warning message. You need not to worry about. Now you can see I have installed, like I have created my first application. If you wanted to see, go to the first app and there you have like you see different files are available. Understood? This process is clear, tell me. Is this process is clear or not? Tell me. Any questions here? Right? Very good. Very good. Okay. But here the thing is, suppose like every day if I create a new application in order to explain it to you, different examples. Just assume that. Okay. If I want to do like every day create a new application, then every time I supposed to connect with the internet and again I have to download all these files from the Node.js package manager, right? Yes or no? Every time you create, like I'm creating my first application, so that what happened, it will be connected Node.js package manager and it download all the files. Okay, so the first thing is going to be what you want to do. Whenever if you wanted to create an Angular application, the very first thing is what? Open the command prompt from the folder where you wanted to create. Now I have already created a folder in the D drive with the name full stack Angular. I have already explained you like the TypeScript over there, and I created a new folder here with the name Angular application. Now from here what I am trying to do, I open a command prompt, and after open the command prompt, I am writing a command ng new and then first app. Nandini, please listen. ng new first app. Once if I am giving that, it is asked me to include the routing or not. Routing is a mechanism which will be used to create a single page applications. Yes or no, you can specify. Once if you can specify yes, then it will include that related page. And the second thing, what style sheet format do you like to use? I'll go with the CSS. It provides you like around 3 to 4 options for us, and among them, I'll go with the CSS. And then press enter, then it will connect with the npm, that is Node.js package manager, and it download like all the necessary files that are required to build, run, test, and deploy the Angular application. Clear now? So that is how we can create. But every time, why I supposed to connect with the Node.js package manager? Why I supposed to get like that one? Every time, why should I download that? For that reason, nowadays in the Angular 13 onward, there is a new concept that we are having. That is what we call it as by writing workspace, by creating workspace. That means one time if you can download like all the files, one time if you can download all the files, you need not to download each and every time. That means here for first project I created like this. Second project is there. ng new that is second app. Again it download all these files. Suppose if I wanted to create the third project, then ng new third project if I am giving, again it download all the files. Suppose if I wanted to create fourth one, ng new fourth app, again it will download all the files. If that is a case, every time it will connect with the Node.js package manager and it downloads the same file again and again. Why should I do that? One time I can download and I can maintain it globally, so that we need not to download it again and again. That is where the workspace will come into the picture. By creating a workspace. Now what is a workspace? Workspace provides a platform for handling multiple projects. Simple terms like it is used mainly to provide a single platform for handling multiple projects. That means what? It provides a global library. Or else I can say that a repository for handling multiple projects at once. That means one time if you can download, then that should be fine. You need not to do anything. By default, like it will be created. That is how it is going. Now, how do we work with that one? So to create an Angular workspace, first what you can do is we will be using a command ng new. Now what I can do, I wanted to create my workspace. Maybe I can say my Angular workspace. Any name you can give here, guys. That's up to you. My Angular workspace, and after that I don't want to create that application. I need just like, a workspace. So how we can do that? Hyphen, create application is equal to false, I can say. Create application is equal to false. That means first I'm creating only workspace. After that, I'll create what? Application. Workspace is different, application is different. Workspace will contain all the libraries. Understand? It contains all the libraries. It's a global library. And after that, we create an application. Now, if you do any mistakes, Srikanth, like how it is recognized, maybe I can say generally it is capital A, guys. Now, what I want to do is I'm giving like, the same command with the help of command prompt. Okay? With the help of command prompt. Now you can see now how we can create it. Just you can see that ng new. Now what you wanted to create? I wanted to create my workspace. Maybe I can say my Angular workspace. My Angular workspace hyphen create application is equal to when I will be giving false. Now instead of giving capital A, maybe I am writing small a and then click on enter. Now you can see what error unknown argument create application. That means it is unknown argument. If it is supported, then it will tell us you. Otherwise, it will throw you an error also. I guess in Angular 15, this is also not supported, I guess. Yes, create application is also not supported. Maybe I can open that. Let's say Angular, you can just write it. ng help, I can say. ng help. Now you can see it gives you like list of commands. It gives you a list of commands. Now you can see ng add collection, ng analytics, ng build, what it will do. And you can see ng doc and ng new name. Now you can see it creates the workspace. It creates the workspace that we are having. ng new creates the new Angular workspace that we are having. So like that, you see, we have different commands. And if you can go to that Angular CLI commands overview, where you can find all the commands also. I'm sharing you the list here. Okay. To take the help, there you can create it. Now you can see workspace and project files. Now I will show you ng build. Okay. Somewhere we have how to stop. Without project, you can see.
Idli.
I'm
Idli.
sorry. Yes, you can Google it. You will find like, all the comments. Maybe in Angular 15, they removed it. Engine new. One second. Engine new. Okay. No create application. Okay. So this is changed here in Angular 15. No create application. Let me take this command. Now you can see what happened. Just the commands are changing one version to another version. You supposed to Google it. Definitely you will be understand. Now you can see this time what happened, it creates a workspace for us. That means it won't create any kind of Angular application. It just create the files which are required for us. I will show you the difference. Just give me a minute. Right, perfect. Now you can see we have two things here. First one is going to be first tab. Second one is going to be Angular workspace. Now if you can observe that what are the files and folders are different. When I'm open my first application, I'll open with the help of Visual Studio Code. This is the one. And at the same time, I'm trying to open my workspace and open with the help of Visual Studio Code. Now if you can observe that what is the difference here we have in between these two. Observe the differences. What is the difference? This is the workspace and this is the whole application. Which folder is missing here? Here and there. Which folder is missing? Which folder is missing? Tell me. Right, very good. The only one folder is missing, that is SRC, where SRC stands for source code for that application development. That means every Angular project if you wanted to build, then we have to write the code under that particular SRC folder. Understood? Under that SRC folder. That is a folder where you have to write the code. And apart from that one, whatever we have here, same things you can find it even here. That means we just created a workspace. And that workspace will create different files and folders. Now what these files and what these folders will do, that I'll explain it to you one by one. Now what are the files we are having? The first one, leave about this Visual Studio Code. I'll come to this one later. Generally these are all with respect to this one, Visual Studio Code with respect to that, but these are not required right now at this moment. We'll start with Node module. Now what is Node modules here? Node modules will contain all the list of libraries that are required to build that application. That is where I told you, if you can remember, Angular is not a library, it is a framework, right? Angular is not a library, it is a framework. And in that framework we have many libraries are available, and these are all the libraries that are available. Understood? So that means Node modules, that means after creating a workspace a workspace after creating a workspace, it will create following file system. It will create the following file system. In that, what are the different files are available? So the first file is going to be, you can see, node modules, node underscore modules. Now what it contains? It contains all the libraries that are required to build Angular applications. Shrikant, do I need to know about all the libraries? Means no need. It is not at all required. Whatever is required, you can just make use of it. That's it. But it is not required because we have lot of libraries. See there, we have lot of libraries are available. You don't need to worry about everything. Just you can simply ignore it. And in your project, if you can have node module, then only you are able to run your application. You are able to write your application until unless it is not possible. So the first thing is going to be node module. Second thing is going to be, we have a file. We have different files are available. Second thing is going to be, we have tsconfig.json is the file. You can see there, tsconfig.json. Now what it contain? It configure the rules for the TypeScript. That means it's also define what would be the environment for the TypeScript application. You see there, do we want to follow the strict typing or not? No implicit override, no implicit return statement, and what ES version we are following, and the Angular compiler options that are available. So each and everything, and that means like what would be that output directory, and where we wanted to maintain the TypeScript file, in which location it has to be. Everything is available here. Okay, and do remember, it just configure the rules for the TypeScript only. That is where we call it as tsconfig.json. tsconfig.json, what it contains? It configures the rules for TypeScript. It configures the rules for the TypeScript. Understand? And also it defines environment. It defines the environment for TypeScript to build Angular application. So this is the first file that we are having. What is the first file? tsconfig.json. tsconfig.json that we are having. What it contains? It configures the rules to build the TypeScript, to write the TypeScript program. And also it defines the environment for the TypeScript to build the Angular application. And third one is going to be, we have a file that is package.json. We have a file that is package.json. Now what it contains? It contains the library information of Angular project. That means you can see the third file, you can observe that, not Angular, I'm sorry, package.json you can see. When I open the package.json, now it provides you can see that what would be the name of the workspace, and any version if you wanted to give for this one you can, and ng, and if you wanted to start ng serve, if you wanted to build ng build, if you wanted to watch you can give this command, and if you wanted to test this one, and also you can see the dependent packages, animations, common, compiler, course, forms, platform browser, dynamic, RxJS, all these are the things. These are important. Now with respect to the development, we have dev dependencies like Angular/CLI and compiler-CLI and Jasmine core, like that we are having everything that are going to be available here. That means what packages we are using. Dependencies means direct dependencies. These are mandatory to have. Dev dependencies are in the sense at the time of development only we will be using. Once if the development is done, then we don't need to maintain all these things here. Understand? That means dev dependencies are required only at the time of doing the development. And these dependencies are mandatory for everywhere. Understood? Tell me. Clear now? Package.json. Package.json will contain what? Library information of the project. That is how it is. And the next one you can observe that package hyphen lock dot JSON is available. Package hyphen lock dot JSON is available. Package hyphen lock dot JSON is available. Now what it contains? Again, what it contains? It contains metadata, okay, metadata about every dependency, metadata about every dependency that installed, that installed in project. Understand? So what does it mean? You can see there. Here we have like all the dependencies. Just it gives you an overview. Like, okay, I used Angular animations. I used common library. I used the compiler library, and this is the version that we have. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Now, what package.lock.json will contain, you know, it contains all and each and everything from where it has downloaded and from which registry npm it was downloaded, and you can see dev architect from where it is going to be, and then you can see architect.node module. So like that for every dependency in the sense, see, I wanted to develop, let's say, I wanted to write a command that is tsc hyphen file name. That means I wanted to compile my TypeScript file, then I'm using tsc hyphen v, guys. Just you can see, I'm developing an application and I'm going to compile it. tsc space, my file name is going to be first.ts if I'm giving. Suppose if I am not install the TypeScript library, is it possible to do a compilation? Kailash, tell me. Is it possible to do the compilation? Obviously, no, we can't. That means here, in order to compile this application, in order to compile this particular file, then TypeScript compiler is a dependent. That means we are depending on what? TypeScript compiler in order to compile. In the same way, here also, to create that Angular application, we have the dependencies. That means to create that application and to write that application code, we definitely have what these dependencies are required for us. Understood? These dependencies are required for us. And package.lock.json, what it contains, from where it has to be downloaded, understand whether it is used in the dev environment or not, and from the node or npm or ARM, how we can get it. You can see that it comes with like all the detailed information about the package. It's a big file, guys. You can see it's a big file where it contains what? All that information. And as a developer, we need not to worry about this file especially. Okay, that is important. Now what I can do, the next one is going to be package.lock.json. It contains the metadata about every dependency that installed in the project. And the fifth file, which is very important, is going to be angular.json is the file. Angular.json is the file. Now what is angular.json? It provides the initial configurations or initial environment. Simple terms. It provides what? Initial environment. I can say that it creates initial environment for the workspace. Later, if you create the project, there you can see under this particular file only the project would be created, and there only, like, you know, it configure like which style sheet format we wanted to use, and which script format we just wanted to go with that, and what testing framework has to be used. Each and everything you can get it over here. That means after creating the project, that means now what I'm doing, I'm just creating a workspace so that you are not able to see here, but later I will create a new brand new application one more time. There you will be understanding about. Understand? So that is how it is going to be. It creates that initial environment for the workspace, and here once we create once we create an application, it automatically configures it automatically configures which style sheet. Okay, it automatically configures what it configure. It configure style sheets and script files, uh, test related test files, comma test related files, etc. But I haven't created it. Maybe I can create after completion of this particular. Okay, so this is how it is going to. And the next one is going to be, you can see we have git ignore is available. What is git ignore? That means what files you don't want to publishing into the git. First of all, what is meant by a git here? What is meant by a git here? What is meant by a git here? Tell me. Git ignore. What is meant by a git here? Git is a SCM tool. SCM stands for source code management tool, I can say. So what it will do, it will be used to maintain the application source code in one public location where everybody can work on that particular application only. That means multiple developer, they all together work on a single code, and that code is going to be maintained by the GitHub. That code is maintained by the GitHub. We will understand like how we can publish our changes to the GitHub, how we can take the latest changes, how we can let's say stage the file, how we can commit the file. That part I will take a session on Git. You don't need to worry about it. But we have the Git. But into the Git, we never publish like all the files that are available, because you see your total Angular application, see how much it is. When I right click and then property, now you can see how much size it is going to be. How much size it is? It's 194 MB, right? 194 MB is there, right? But you see, when it comes to here, okay, when it comes to here, if I'll be removing the node module and check like, the file size, how much it is, how much it is, 193 KB. That means node modules are required for me at the time of development. That's okay. But once if my development is done, I am publishing my code and I am running my application, then we don't need to have these node modules here. We don't need to upload it for everywhere. So for that, there are like that we have a couple of files that are not required to publish it on the Git. So that configuration where you can set in Git ignore. Now you can see the compiled output where it has to be. It has to be created under the dist folder, or else tmp folder, or out tsc folder, or bazel out folder. And then what you don't want to include, I don't want to include the node modules. And at the same time, in Visual Studio Code, these also not required for me. Understand? And some miscellaneous file, these also not required for me. So like that, you can configure here at the time of publishing, you can configure which files and folder not to be the part of commit. That you can verify here. Understand? So it's all about, it is an SEM tool. And gitignore file comprises of configuration required to publish the code in Git icons. To publish the code in Git. That means whenever if you are publishing the code in the Git, then at that time we can use it. Simple terms I can say. So that means what files has to be sent and what files not has to be sent. That configurations you have to maintain with the help of gitignore. Understand which file is important for us to send, which file is not important. All that configuration that you can specify it over. That is how it is. And the next one, here you can see the seventh file is going to be editor config. I guess editor config only. Editor config is available. Editor config. Now what it is? What it is? Tell me one thing. Here we have around 500 plus developers. In our batch we have 500 plus developers. Just let me know one thing. All are following same coding standards. Everyone they follow different coding standards, right? Yes or no? That means depend on the logic what they are getting and depend on the practice how people they are doing. One second please. I'm sorry. Now you can see everyone they are having their own coding standard and everyone they are having their own different way where they can write the logic. But I just wanted to set some rules and regulations at the time of writing the code. Okay, at the time of writing the code, I wanted to set some rules and regulations or coding standards I just wanted to set. Then how we can do that? For that reason only, we will be using editor config. Now what is the purpose of editor config? It is used to configure the coding standards that has to follow by developers while implementing the application. That means here you can see what we are having. The character set they have to follow what UTF-8 and intent style is going to be some space is required and insert the final line true, trim trailing white space true, and the quotation type I'm using single. That means single quotation has to be used. Maximum line length if you wanted to give something you can, and at the same time trim trailing white space. So like that, these you people are not going to do anything. Generally speaking, these are done by the high level people. That means your technical architect and technical lead, what they are doing, they will set up all these things for you. That means editor config helps to maintain the consistent coding style for multiple developer working on the same project across the various editor and IDE. The editor config project consists of a file format for defining the coding style and a collection of text editor plugin that enable the editor to read the file format and have the defined style and editor files are very readable and they are nice with the version control like that it is going. Now what it contains? Nothing. It comes with like all the setup, all coding standards that you can define it over. That is how it is going. Understood? Editor config, the purpose is going to be that one. And the last file that is going to be VS Code. Anyhow, why should we keep that as pending? The eighth one is going to be VS Code. VS Code. VS Code. Now what it is related to editor to keep the migration and upgrade the information. So it's completely related to the Visual Studio Code, and what it will do is it will keep the migration. That means migration in the sense whenever if I'm doing like any modification, okay, then it will add that particular one. What would be like the default Chrome, and any configuration related things if you people wants to give that you can give it over here. Everything that you're supposed to give it over here. That is how it is going. Understand? That is how it is going. So like that, we have like different things are available that you may configure over here. That you may configure here. Launch setting, but it is not required. Task.json. We are not going to do anything with this particular file. That is why I am giving you the least priority for this particular. Understood? Now I created my workspace. Now it's time for creating the project. So how do we create the project here? So to create the project, first thing we'll jump into this one. I created a workspace now. Now I'll create an application. So how we can do that? ng, okay, generate. What you wanted to generate? I wanted to generate application. And what application you people want to generate? I'm going to write an application that is going to be maybe shopping application. And say okay. Now you can see what happened. This command is not available when running the Angular CLI outside a workspace. That means you see that time when I'm creating the workspace, it creates a separate folder for me, right? Yes or no? Right now where I am running my command, I am running my command under the Angular example, but internally it comes with another folder that is my Angular workspace. So first thing what you need to do, you have to go to that location, my Angular workspace. My Angular workspace. That means first cd space, go to that workspace, go to that location, Now same command you can write now. ng generate application, and the name of that application is going to be shopping if I am giving, and say okay. Now this time it might take hardly 2 to 3 seconds, not more than that. Now you see it will ask you, would you like to add the Angular routing? Maybe you can say yes, and see what are the styles it supports. It supports like 4 different. One is CSS, another one is SCSS, another one is SASS, and fourth one is the less. Now here I am selecting CSS, and it hardly take like minutes of the time. It's not like more than that. It quickly download everything and then ready with the application. It won't download every file again. Understand? And at the same time you can see it update the angular.json and it update the package.json. See this. That's it. See, earlier it was taking much time because it download like the node modules folder, and that folder was taken like more time to download. But this time it's hardly a minute. Sorry, not even a minute. It's hardly seconds. Understand? It's hardly seconds it takes to download. Understood? So that means I'll write that step. That means creating the workspace. Then after like it will create it. Then the next step is going to be create the project. Create the project. So how to create? Step number one is going to be first CD space workspace. CD space. You have to give this particular workspace, and then next one ng, where ng stands for Angular generate. Okay, what you wanted to generate? I just wanted to generate application, and whatever the name you people wants to give, you can give it over. Then again the same thing. Once if I'm giving that, then what happen? It will ask you same two questions. Understand? It will ask you the same two questions over here. So what are the questions here? The first question is going to be, do you want to add the routing? You can say yes or no, that's up to you. And second one, which style sheet format? I will be using, let's say, CSS and all. That's it. Now here, if you can open this, you can see a new folder would be created in my workspace with the name project. In that project, we have a folder with the name shopping, and in that shopping, we have an SRC folder, and we have different files are available. Now, if you can open that angular.json, you see there, shopping is the project that I am having. You see here, and then what would be the prefix, and at the same time, what is going to be the JavaScript file, what style sheet we wanted to use. Everything is configured here. See this? Everything is configured. It's automatic process. That is what I told you. Angular CLI will provide you automatic code generation. You need not to do anything for us. Now you created an application. Then how we can start the project? Okay, how we can start the project? After creating that, executing that application, executing the application. So how we can do that? Simply, what you can do, ng server is the command, hyphen hyphen project is equal to what project we have created, give that particular project name. Understood? Now here you can see I'm using ng serve hyphen hyphen project is equal to stopping. Stopping I can say. When I'm giving that, it hardly takes a minute for generating the browser related bundles and gives you the output. Now you see Angular Live Development Server is listening on a port that is port 200. You can open any browser you can open, it doesn't matter. Any browser you can open, and then you can write something like localhost, and the port number is going to be 4200. Now you can see application is running or not. Tell me. See this. Shopping app is running. This is how we will be creating the application. Clear? Just follow. I'm just repeating, guys. I'm just repeating one more time. Those who missed, you please listen one more time. Okay? I'm repeating everything. So first task is going to be what? Now you can see what I'm doing. first thing, check like all these are installed or not. First, check like all these things. And second thing, there are two options to install. First option is going to be npm install -g angular CLI. Sorry, first option is going to be ng new. You can give the name of that application and then enter and select like routing and all these things. Second thing is going to be what we have here. What is the second thing? By creating a workspace. How to create a workspace? Workspace like we can create with the help of ng new, and whatever the name we wanted to give, we can give that particular workspace name. That is the first one. And then at that time I'm not creating any application, so that I'm using no create application. But if you create an application, just you can simply remove it, and it will create like different files for us. And I have given a quick intro of like each and every file that I have created over there. And the next one is going to be creating the project. How to create it? First, move into the workspace and then use a command, that is ng generate application has to be used. And same again, do you want to include the routing? Say yes or no. And after that, which style sheet format you guys wants to use, you can use it, and then execute the application. Whatever you people want, you can just give it over there. That's it. So this is how it is going to be, and I'm uploading everything. So for today, you people have to create it by your own, and just be ready with like the setup and deployment and all. I mean, the setuping the environment is very important. So you please be ready with this, and in the next session we will understand how we can make use of how we can create that application and all. That part that I'll explain it to you. I mean, how to write the code, each and everything we will start from tomorrow onwards. As I hope you people might know, today and tomorrow I have office, so I'm leaving a bit early. But after that onwards, we will be spending complete 1 hour 40 minutes, something like that. Okay. So that's it for the day. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.